Joined by Ambassador Michael Oren, formerly the Israeli ambassador to the United States, formerly deputy minister in an earlier Netanyahu government. So good to talk to you today, Michael. Sorry we can't get the computer to work, but I do want to find out from you if you're worried about the aftermath of the Gantz visit to Washington, D.C. I am. I think that the left wing of the Democratic Party is undercutting Israel at a terrible time to be undercutting Israel.
I think it's very disturbing. Here's how it works, Hugh. And yeah, it's good to be back with you. It's like this. A couple days ago, there was a report in the Wall Street Journal that Yahya Sinwar, the head of Hamas, said he's got Israel just where he wants us. We're bogged down in Gaza, and if we can get Israel to kill more Palestinian civilians, then the United States and the world will impose a ceasefire. And that ceasefire means that Hamas will win, Sinwar will come out of the rubble and declare victory. Now, who put him in that position where he feels that he's winning, right? The administration comes out and criticizes Israel every single day about the way we're conducting this war. We're inhuman. We're over the top. We're not getting aid, right? So the message to Sinwar is, hold on. Keep fighting. Keep holding those hostages, because eventually we'll break with Israel and we'll impose a ceasefire. The administration is now saying that the ball in Hamas's court over whether there'll be a hostage deal. Well, of course it's in Hamas's court. Who put it in Hamas's court? Why would Hamas agree to a hostage deal that doesn't end the war, right? Because Israel's not going to end the war. And it would just, why give up hostages? Keep the hostages for as long as possible, Sinwar's thinking, and eventually the United States will break with Israel. All the cards are being put into Hamas's hands, and you know by whom.
But I got to say, Michael, I believe that Team Biden has radically misjudged American public opinion here, and they appear to be unaware of Israeli public opinion, while there is great and deep sympathy for all the hostages, including the 8 Americans and everyone else. There is nothing less than complete resolve, unless I am mistaken, in Israel to finish Hamas off. Am I correct?
But totally. Except for one group of communists in Tel Aviv the other day, there's been absolutely not one anti-war protest.
Wow.
Are utterly committed. Not one. This is after 5 months of war, 250 military dead. No. And Israelis are completely committed, and according to a recent Harvard poll, 82% of Americans agree with Israelis. I think, I'm not a total expert on American politics. The people in the Biden administration are not looking at the 82%. They're looking at the polls in the 6 swing states.
Hey, President Biden was on the tarmac yesterday. He mumbled something about, boy, we need a ceasefire for Ramadan. It'd be very bad in Jerusalem if we don't have it. I don't know where this comes from. It's a talking point of pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas people. Lots of wars get fought, and in fact, Arabs tend to start them on Israeli holidays. What do you think about this Ramadan rhetoric?
No, I don't think it's. I don't think Ramadan's going to make the difference. It'd be preferable not to be fighting on Ramadan, but it won't be Israel that'll make that decision. It'll be Hamas that'll make that decision. As Hamas makes basically all these decisions. Hamas decided to break the ceasefire on October 6th and massacre our people. It's this constant criticism of Israel. It just gets to me. It gets me very deeply. This is not behavior which is compatible with that of an ally which is fighting for its life.
Although it is not representative of the ally either.
Very poor.
Do people understand it's not representative of the ally? The ally is an ally still, as your title of your very wonderful book, Ally. Americans are with Israel. I think the vast majority of Americans want Israel to finish the job and us to give you the weapons that you need to do so, and respect and indeed admire the precision with which you have minimized civilian casualties, and would love to get relief aid into young Gazans. But I do think the Democratic Party is controlled by a left-wing group of pro-Hamas or pro-Palestinian hardcores.
I don't know who they're controlled by, Hugh, but the fact of the matter is this. You want this war to end. You want the hostages to be released. The United States should come out foursquare behind the state of Israel. But the message has to be internalized by Israel's enemies that they're not going to be able to come between us. And the message every single day is they can come between us just by holding out. I mean, it's just basic logic what I'm saying here. It's not political.
That which gets rewarded gets
saying,
repeated.
Hey,
Yeah.
The message to Sinwar is hold on, and we will eventually pressure Israel to agree to a ceasefire, and you will win this war. I don't see any other message coming out of Washington. Do you?
Now, no, I don't. And I also see no message responding to it coming out of Israel. And that includes Gallant, that includes Gantz, of course, that includes Netanyahu and the far-right religious parties. They all say the same thing, which is we are going to destroy Hamas. And I don't believe there's significant dissent on either side of the Atlantic. There will be quite a reckoning when the war is done. Do you think that Israel is close to launching into Rafah?
I do. I think it's just I am quite. I don't understand why we haven't done it already. I understand we're going to have to move as many of the Palestinian civilians away from the battle area as possible, but I think it is inadvisable that we are waiting this long. My own criticism of the Israeli army over the years, they seem to think we have unlimited time. And in every round with Hamas, we bomb from the air for 3 weeks before we're doing anything else, and we lose a lot of public opinion during the 3 weeks. We don't have that much time, and we've got to move. And I don't know why, and I don't think Ramadan is a good excuse.
So, Michael, are you back in the States or are you back in Israel now?
Now I'm back in the States. I'm in the beautiful town of Birmingham, Michigan.
I know you were doing, I know Birmingham quite well. My old college roommate's family was there. Are you doing fundraising for Hatzalah? Are you on a speaking tour? Is Israel doing public diplomacy through long-time trusted surrogates? Why are you back?
Remember the old SAT answer D, all of the above?
I do. I always like D, actually. You can never go wrong with D.
All of the above.
Okay. Well, how long are you going to be here for?
Another week.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time this morning. And I especially appreciate your giving the audience an opportunity, and I want you to repeat it again. What would be the best message for the President and the Vice President of the United States to send in the State of the Union on Thursday night?
Again, and they're going to be hostages there. They've invited a number of released hostages, some of them I know, families of hostages. That's very good. But the message to the hostages would be, we're going to stand behind your state, four square. Nobody's come between us. Anybody thinks that we're going to oppose a ceasefire in the state of Israel, that Hamas can dig its heels in and win this war, they're wrong. All right, Israel's going to win this war. That's our message to Israel, and that's the message to Israel's allies throughout America's allies throughout the world. We stand by you.